All right, let's get to our next topic, which is brought to us by Game Time. Have you ever decided at the last minute you want to head to the ballpark with some friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you'd rather be in the stands than on your couch. Well, that's where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you can save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes it possible. By taking the guesswork out of buying tickets, Game Time makes it super easy with just a click of a button on your phone. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. So, guys, yesterday, ESPN started its series of the top 10 best players at each position moving forward for this upcoming season. And so far, they've done running backs and defensive tackles. Today, we're going to focus on the running backs. And obviously, no Browns were on the top 10 running backs for the upcoming season, but it sparked a potential topic for me when I saw that list. Quinshon Judkins was the 4th running back taken in this draft. Dylan Sampson was the 10th running back taken in this most recent NFL draft. Tyvis, we'll start with you. What does Judkins and Sampson, what percentage did they have, either one, at turning out to be the best back in this class? Because we've seen time and time again throughout the history of the NFL, just because you're the first back taken does not mean you end up being the best back on the pro level. So what do you need to see from Judkins and Sampson, and how probable do you think it is that they could turn out to be the best back here?
The best rookie back. 50%. I give it a 50% chance because of the simple fact that, you know, when you look at the Cleveland Browns, I like the Kevin system. I think that if this offensive line can hold up, they've shown and proved. Nick Chubb has proved that you can run the ball successfully here. And I think that if you look at both of those guys, more so Judkins, you know, he's more of a power back. He's one of those guys that knows how to break tackles. Don't sleep on Sampson. Although he's small, that dude got a lot of balance. You know, I did a film study of him when Ohio State was playing him in the first round. Now, he didn't play that game because I think he was dealing with a foot injury or a toe injury or something like that. But he's got really good balance, and if his offensive line give him a good room, he can make some people, you know, miss and things like that as well. So I give him a 50% chance. I mean, running back is one of those things that's hit and miss. You know, you got guys that go in the first round all the time and don't necessarily hit it, you know, the first year at least. And I think that when you look at these guys right here, I think that they're going to get a boatload of the carries. You know, they are the offense. When you look at our passing situation right now, you know, the quarterback is already murky, and you got Jerry Jeudy, but we don't know if we can get him the ball, and teams is going to play towards Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku is very inconsistent, and Harold Fanning, we don't know. So I think that with that being said, the one thing that we know that we can do is run the ball. And if this offense wants to be successful anyways, you got to be able to run the ball successfully. Because if them linebackers ain't flying up to check that run, we not hitting them over routes. We not hitting Jeudy behind him or David Njoku, you know, on the over routes. So it's essential that these guys actually do turn out to be a really good running back. But my chances for them, 50%.
Anthony.
I went a little bit higher. I give him 60 because for a couple of reasons that you already mentioned, right? Like the system with Kevin Stefanski, Nick Chubb has proven that we can do it here. Judkins is a power back like Nick Chubb. I think he's that perfect replacement, and I'm really, really high on him actually after watching him at Ohio State.
Go Bucks.
But we're the AFC North. We're a run-first team, and I think we're going to get back to that, especially with the quarterback situation that we have. I have no reason to think that these two can't perform behind even a mediocre offensive line. I think they'll be all right. And Judkins specifically was already sharing carries at Ohio State with Henderson. He's going to know how to do that balance with Sampson, and I think they're both going to be just like Chubb and Hunt. That's what I'm predicting from the two of them.
High expectations.
Yeah, man. I'm looking to get Bambi out the game.
Jerome Ford.
Yeah. Bambi, he be tipping around,
why you know he's like one of the most explosive running backs.
Stop that.
I'm just saying. He gashed stuff.
Hey, listen, he all right, if he go run track or something. Like, bro, he leaves a lot on the bone in terms of there be yards out here that be there and available. He'd be like, why don't you just go that way? but it's either hit or miss. It's either like him getting hit in the backfield or him breaking a long run. And them long runs is deceiving. I looked up his numbers. Didn't he have like 400-some yards last year?
Is that it?
Am I lying?
That can't be
500. That's nasty work. Like, I mean, he had an opportunity last year when Nick Chubb was not playing. They didn't bring no backs back.
Wait.
Deontay Foreman was a fullback.
Wait a minute. To be fair, it was a new offensive system that was very heavy on passer. I'm just saying.
But also, Mike, can you look up how many yak yards he had last year? Because anytime he got touched, he was going down.
Well, I mean,
he
ain't no yards after contact type of person.
There is a reason why they drafted 2 backs.
That's a fact.
There's a reason. Like, if anything, like, if you, like, you know it, Tyvus.
They made him take a pay cut just to stay here.
They did.
That means you are a returner. That is a promotion, demotion. You on special teams.
Third down back. Catch out the backfield.
Maybe. Because I like Dylan Sampson's long speed. Like, look, I done told everybody, hey, listen, if you was part of the 3-14 squad, if you was part of that squad, and wasn't nothing wrong with you, you didn't get hurt, y'all was just getting beat to sleep, guess what? You're going to have to come in and overproduce. All them dudes that was on the roster, like I keep trying to tell y'all think y'all going to slide that all under Deshaun Watson. It was Watson the whole time. And no, Watson played 6 games and he was terrible. But what were you doing the rest of them games? Nothing.
Who?
The rest of the roster.
Jerry Jeudy has some good
There you go. He's the only one that can stand up in the cafeteria.
Denzel has some good performances.
Who?
Denzel?
Oh yeah, he played pretty good.
I'm about to say, don't do that,
bro.
Isaiah McGuire has some good performances.
He need to have some production. I know he's in his gap. I want production.
He ain't had no sacks.
I want some sacks. I want all the above.
What is his sacks? How many sacks Isaiah McGuire?
He's rated highly PFF.
Like 2?
That's 1 sec.
He only played a handful. Don't do that.
Come on,
don't do that.
Isaiah McGuire.
He only played a handful of games.
Isaiah McGuire.
Because I was about the players. Because if everybody blaming it on Deshaun, and I'm saying
2.5
it was some productive stuff that happened behind the scenes.
What I'm saying to you is those dudes that was on the roster last year, we is 3-14. Yeah. It's a couple of dudes that get to come to the pizza party.
Right.
It's Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Jerry Jeudy. The rest of you is not at the pizza party.
Let me think about that.
No Batonio, you don't put him in.
No, he didn't do nothing last year.
They said he was playing his best ball towards the end of the year.
No. We got it. The standards is the pizza party.
I'm really
what about
fishing.
the punter? Do we put the punter?
Oh yeah, Corey
Bajorquez.
Gosh, I guess if your punter's
that's
nice.
Embarrassing to have the punter.
He was the best player they had last year. Remember, we did the top 5, and I said they best players.
All right,
so my point, when we bring it back to square one is, I'm trying to see these young dudes. I done seen Jerome Ford for 4 or 5 years. I know what Jerome Ford is. We know what Jerome Ford is. Bombi. He's tipping around. He got the high run. Give me Quinshon Judkins has been better than Jerome Ford since like every year of his life.
Wow.
So what's the percentage? He's the best back in the league.
Wow.
Best rookie back in the league.
He's going to get the touches. I got him 67%.
So you guys all think there's a better than 50% chance he's going to be better than Ashton Jeanty?
No, I said 50.
67.
You gotta understand that I don't know what the Raiders line looked like. That's a part of it. Just want to throw that out there.
But and here's the thing.
That's a part of it, but not the Browns.
Going back to they were successful under Kevin's system.
The Browns.
Yeah. You know who's coaching the Raiders now?
Pete Carroll.
What does he like to do?
Run the ball.
Okay.
The Browns
with a line.
The Browns have no receivers.
They have Jerry Jeudy.
That's one.
Who's the Raiders' best receiver?
Brock Bowers.
I was about to say Brock Bowers.
So they're not going to be running.
Did they draft one?
They're going to be running the ball. Now listen, I like Quinshon Judkins a lot. I think he's. I'm not. I forgot the name of the other back.
Dylan Sampson.
He's whatever.
He led the SEC in rushing yards.
Okay, that's fine. But
1,500.
Quinshon Judkins is going to be. I think he's going to be very good. Do I think he's going to be better than Ashton Jeanty? Certainly, it's a possibility. I was looking to see how often the first running back drafted in recent years was not the best running back in the draft. And it's happened a lot.
Yes.
It's happened a lot in recent years.
It happens a lot. That's why I asked the question. It's not unheard of.
It's not. Now, usually when a guy is hyped as a special back and he's a top 15 pick, they usually end up being great backs since Trent Richardson.
Yeah, since the one we took.
So I think Genty and Judkins are both going to be excellent backs.
The Raiders gonna run that ball.
But I can't give Judkins a better than a 50. I'll give Judkins a 40% chance of being the best back, which is a lot considering he was taken a full round later.
Let me ask you very quick. Judkins was the 4th running back taken.
Yeah.
Omarion Hampton went in the first round to
Right.
the Los Angeles Chargers, and Judkins' teammate at Ohio State, Travion Henderson, went 2 picks prior to New England. Are those guys in your mind not even being
here's the thing, at
considered?
least for this year, those 2 guys have competition at running back.
Who's the running back in Denver?
No, not Denver. I think
No,
he said
the
Denver.
Chargers.
Oh, Chargers.
And they got Najee Harris.
Oh,
Right.
See,
And
that
New England-
And
screams
Gus
split.
Edwards
And you said New England, right?
with Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, Ramon.
Oh, yeah. And
So whereas the Raiders, Ashton Genty's the guy.
yes.
In fact,
It's him and Brock Bowers on offense.
Ashton
Their
Genty
receivers is terrible.
probably going to get more touches than even Judkins.
Yes.
because the Cleveland Browns play that analytics game, they'll start.
We only getting 18. He ain't getting 20 carries.
He get to 18. We don't want to.
That's why
but
Dylan
they-
Sampson's here.
But they do, we do want to see some of Sampson too, right?
Yeah, but Quinshon ain't getting no more than 20.
Who are the other Raiders? Who else do the Raiders have at running back?
It's disgusting. I just
I
looked.
was
Are you
about
ready
to
to
say,
throw up again? On
yeah.
They hold.
I'm not sure how many of these guys are still on the roster.
Are you on our lads?
No, I'm on last year's running stats because I wanted to see who did what
roster.
last year.
Nasty.
They still have Zamir White.
He's garbage.
He ain't
Alexander Madison led their team in rushing
Yeah,
last
he's
year.
gone. I think.
Yeah.
Amir Abdullah finished second.
I mean, he's
in
like
rushing.
35.
Good
And Sincere
gracious.
McCormick finished third.
I mean,
I
but
sincerely
go
don't know who
on
that
our
is.
lads. They didn't sign. Maybe they signed somebody, and I don't remember.
That can't
be their back.
Hold on.
And
Our lads,
Yeah.
according to Bulls,
Oh, they got Raheem.
Raheem Mostert is their backup running
He's
back.
40.
Yeah, he's 40. He's like
He is.
guy's 100, but he'll play a little bit.
Right.
And then McCormick's third string. And
Yeah, they
Zamir
got
White's fourth
nobody.
string.
Dude, they drafted this guy
To give him
to play him every play.
Can
pretty much.
he really withstand that though? He's like 5'8", right?
But he's like 215.
He runs over.
He's
people.
listed at 225.
Oh, 225. So he's pretty
He's-
big for his.
He gonna have
He's
to.
nice. He's nice.
I think they're both.
They got to come.
Don't you think they're both going to be excellent this year?
Here's
I do.
Ashton Genty and Quinshon?
Judkins.
So-
I think they're both gonna
Probably
be
because
great.
that's the offense.
it's splitting hairs here because I can see a world where one of them gets more touchdowns, but one of them has more yards.
I think whatchamacallit gets more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Quinshon will probably get
Yeah,
more
and-
touchdowns.
Why?
Because when he get down on that goal line, that
He's-
boy
he-
like Kareem. He get in.
He's the
I
goal
think
line
Get
back.
in.
though.
Yeah,
The Raiders.
that's true too.
The Raiders have a better quarterback, though.
Yes.
I mean, Gino's
that's not really
solid quarterback.
That's sad.
It is sad, but it's true.
You never know, man.
Oh, by the way, I had it backwards. Judkins went 2 picks before Henderson. In my head, I had to switch.
okay.
But Judkins was technically the third back picked. Henderson.
Either way, Henderson splitting carries.
I know you've been seeing all the videos.
My bad on that.
Yeah.
Hand up.
As of today, the Raiders have a better quarterback. Who knows once the season starts? But on paper, the Raiders have a proven quarterback who's at least a starter.
Another guy
Yeah.
at least to throw into this conversation
Yeah.
real quick is R.J. Harvey, who the Broncos drafted
like
in the
him.
second round,
That's why.
Well, he's going to get
Who-
an opportunity.
is expected to get a ton of
They
touches.
signed somebody recently, didn't they?
no.
What's his name? The guy's hurt all the time. Was with the Chargers last year. Former Buckeye, right?
J.K. Dobbins,
J.K.
go
Dobbins.
Bucks.
Yeah. Didn't they sign Dobbins?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dobbins, Harvey, and Audric Estime
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
He
are the
was-
top 3 running
that
backs
dude
for
from
them next
Notre
season.
Dame.
I was looking. By the way, I was looking. Here's the. So last year, you even know who the first running back was taken last year?
Bijak, no. Last year
That was 2 years ago.
There was no one in the first round last year, if I remember.
Wasn't somebody?
correct.
Wasn't it? No,
last year. I don't even know who the
remember a
running backs
single running back
was
from-
last year.
The first running back drafted was drafted 46th overall. Jonathan Brooks by the Panthers, who I think was hurt the
Oh
whole
yeah,
season.
he
Didn't play a
I
single
remember
snap.
that play.
Yeah.
And that was it in the first 2 rounds.
What about that dude that went from Florida State that went to the Cardinals?
Trey Benson was the 3rd round.
He was the second pick of the 3rd round, the second rookie overall. He did nothing. Blake Corum did nothing. Marshawn Lloyd did nothing. Dalen Wright did nothing. The best back in last year's draft was Bucky Irving, who got drafted in the 4th round by the Buccaneers. The next best guy was probably Isaac Garendo, who got drafted in the 4th round by the Niners. And then Ray Davis, who got drafted in the 4th round by the Bills, was solid.
Yeah.
And Tyrone Tracy, who got drafted by the Giants in the 5th round, was pretty good.
That's nasty.
Which gives you some hope that maybe Dylan
Yeah.
Sampson can be a 4th round guy who turns into a
I'll give you other late,
productive back too.
here we go. 2023, the Jaguars drafted, the Dolphins drafted Devin Achane. I know he's been hurt a lot, but when he's been healthy, he's been lights out.
Is this Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs?
That was that year. Bijan went 8. He's been great. Gibbs has been 12. He's been phenomenal.
When did A-Chain go?
Achane went 84.
Oh, I thought you were saying it like he went before both of them.
No.
No way.
Charbonnet went 52. He's pretty solid too.
Yeah.
Tank Bigsby went 88. Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Chase Brown, 163rd pick in the draft. He had a great year last year.
I might draft him in fantasy this year.
2022, Breece Hall went first, but it was the 2nd round. Followed by Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Rashad White, Brian Robinson that year. Tyler Algier, and the great Jerome Ford.
They're good running backs.
It's a coin
Oh,
flip.
Kyren Williams went in the 5th round that year.
Yeah.
It's a coin flip. It's all about the system and where you go.
There it is.
And that's why I keep saying, like, with Quinshon and Genty, they are literally going to be the offense.
Yeah.
Like, we got to run it through you.
Yes.
Type thing. So that's why I give them the best chance to be the best backs.
Right. Well, they're probably the 2 most talented backs, and they're in good situations.
Well, Travion is a very talented back. I just don't know how much, because they're talking about using him as gadgets and all this other stuff. So
right, and then Ramondre did not have a particularly great season last year, but he's still a good player.
Yeah.
So he's not disappearing from the offense, I wouldn't think.